When I was in 6th grade, I grew 7 inches in 1 year. That left me with the coordination of a newborn foal and the distinction of being taller than all of the girls and boys in my class. But I was a clever kid, so I thought, I'll disguise this height thing. You know, I was doing the extreme lean, the hunch, and I just thought I would sit while everybody else stood. But sometimes you couldn't hide. One day, we were in the gymnasium for social dancing classes. All of the boys lined up on one side of the gym, all of the girls across them. And the teacher would ring this bell where the boys would run over and ask the girl of their choice to dance. Teacher rang the bell, and Troy, a very short boy, realized I was the only girl available and he'd have to be my partner. So he screamed in front of the whole class, "Why do I have to dance with the giant?" Now, God love my mom. She tried to console me. She said, "Honey, it's okay. Some girls are cute. You're statuesque." 6th grade, didn't even know the word, had to look it up. But you know what? That didn't help, but one thing did. Rudolph, as in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because I felt like he understood my situation. And when I watched Rudolph, I cheered for him as he saved Christmas and the misfit toys. And he gave me hope that like one day this height thing would like do something miraculous and help me fit in. So later that summer, I ended up in camp, 260 acres of wilderness where we were sleeping in tents and hiking. But this one day, we broke into smaller groups. And so I was with like 30 girls, and we were deep, deep, deep in the woods, and we were roasting hot dogs. All of a sudden, one of the girls lets out this blood-curdling scream. We turn and we see 2 coyotes eyeing our food and looking very agitated. Well, in the 1970s, coyotes were uncommon. So girls were screaming and crying and clinging to each other, which the coyotes then sort of drifted away, but our 3 camp counselors sprung into action. They were trying to, console the girls, but the lead counselor, Barb, jumped up on a log and she goes, girls, remain calm. The coyotes are gone, but we are going to go to the main cabin and get a ranger." And then she looked at me and she said, I need you and your long legs." Any fear I had at that moment faded because I recognized it for what it was, my Rudolph moment. So Stacy, this other tall girl, was also chosen. And Barb huddles us and she goes, "Okay, here's the deal. We are going to walk together so we appear large for any deranged animal. We've got like a half mile to go down the path. We're gonna walk together." We're like, okay. And she's like, "Now, Julie, you look right. Stacy, you look left. I'll look ahead. And we're gonna look for any surprise attacks." And she's like, "Grab a stick." And I'm thinking, a stick? Stick's gonna ward off a, rabid coyote? And then I thought, I've won a lot of badges, but I don't think there's a badge for a coyote. But she said, this is the most important thing. Around wild animals, you have to be loud. So we're like, okay, sticks, walk together. So then we started walking, running. Hi-ho, it's off to work we go. We get to the main cabin, we tell the director, she gets the ranger, crisis is somewhat, averted. When we get back, though, to the campsite, cheers erupt, we're heroes. I'm like, wow, this is the first time my height has been celebrated instead of shamed. This feels really good. I started standing a little taller. Then I go to high school, and I grow a couple more inches. But thankfully, everybody else did too. But I still got the most common question every tall girl gets. Did you play basketball? Nope. theater, newspaper. But I realized I'm never going to get shorter. I need to just accept that and figure out how I can have more of these Rudolph moments where I help people with my height. So still harbor a little why can't I save Christmas? Why can't I stop the Russian invasion of Ukraine with my height? Isn't there something cool? But then I realized that's just wasted energy, so I look for smaller moments, and it's at the grocery store. I am asked usually once a month. Can you reach that? Do you see this? And now I used to get irritated, oh yeah, ask the tall girl to get this, Now I look for those moments. I'll see somebody going, and I'll say, excuse me, can I help? And she's like, oh. This happened last week. An elderly lady needed a box of cereal, and I thought, oh my God, she's gonna hurt herself. I said, can I help you? And she goes, oh yes, up there, honey. And I handed it to her, and she said, wow, you are so lucky to be tall. And I smiled and I said, thank you. I am lucky.